So picture this, you're halfway through a speedrun and you enter the Nether and you get hit with one of these. But even if this didn't happen to you, you still think that you would have died somehow later on. Well, that's what this video is about, and whether you're trying to speedrun or beat the game for an advantage in your hardcore survival world, I will be breaking down the sections of this video into these steps: entering the Nether, looting the Nether, and leaving the Nether. In between these sections, I will be showing how to travel the Nether, find structures, and how to survive it. This should make it easy to understand and simple to follow, so I hope this video will help, and let's get to it. The Nether is a scary place, but if you know exactly where to travel, it can actually be a really safe dimension to survive in. The two safest structures you want to focus on are Bastion Remnants and Nether Fortresses. If you play your cards right, you can enter and leave the Nether while only traveling between these two structures. But if you don't immediately find one, the biome you're in matters a lot. In Minecraft, there are several Nether biomes, such as the red biome. Yeah, I don't actually know the name of this one. And the blue biome. Okay, bear with me. The blue biomes is really good because they spawn Endermen, and if you don't get enough pearls from your trip to the Bastion, then this is the greatest place to recover. However, one of the most important biomes to understand is the basalt deltas. Basalt deltas are one of the hardest biomes to traverse because of their uneven terrain, sharp drops, and lava pools. It is very easy to slip and fall into a hole and die. But despite how dangerous it is, this biome can have a huge advantage. That being, bastions cannot spawn in basalt deltas. That means if you're in a quadrant where a bastion would normally generate, the game is far more likely to spawn a Nether fortress instead, making this biome one of the best places to search for one. Also, in case you're wondering, this video idea actually came from my Discord server, and soon I'm planning to make an event, probably not too long after this video comes out. So join my Discord server, it's the first link in my bio. Also, remember to like and subscribe because I'm trying to hit 5 quintillion subscribers. And if you subscribe, that means that we're 10 times closer. Thanks and enjoy the video. I might have said the safest structures, but the next one is probably the most dangerous. The Bastion is probably the hardest structure in Minecraft to understand. It has some of the hardest features to overcome and some of the most RNG based mechanics in Minecraft, with one Bastion even having a chance to not have any gold. There are 4 Bastion types, one of them probably being the most annoying structure in Minecraft. I'll link a tutorial on how to raid and loot all of them, but keep in mind that most of these strategies are mainly used on 1.16 and are not available on the newest versions. The best way to find a Bastion though is something called E-Red. It works by lowering your FOV and looking at this level in your F3 menu. Then spin around, and when the level spikes to around 30 or higher, that means that there's a Bastion in that direction. This works because the E level in your F3 menu shows you how many entities are in your FOV, and Bastions have a lot of entities. So by lowering your FOV, you get a more accurate measurement of how many entities are actually in that direction. Find a fortress. I already explained this in another video, but instead of looking for trial vaults, you're looking for mob spawners, and this can apply to anything you're actually looking for in-game, whether that's a village, a bastion, or even an ancient city. So make sure to check out that video in the top right. Once you're in the fortress, there's a niche strategy that can help you navigate the structure. I've already explained this in another video too, but in short, go up these stairs, down these ones, and follow the directions of the balconies. One thing that I forgot to mention is that you need to at least collect 20 obsidian while you're on your journey. Whether that's from trading or from chests, you need 20 obsidian to make a portal to leave. Or if you don't want to risk it, write down the coordinates of your first portal so you can always go back. While basic movement is something every player does instinctively, mastering optimized movement is what defines a successful speedrun. In the Nether specifically, where the terrain is jagged and hazards are constant, your efficiency becomes your greatest asset. You aren't just traveling from point A to point B anymore, you're calculating the fastest possible line through a hostile dimension. If you can bridge the gap between simple sprinting and high-level mechanics, whether that's the rhythmic precision of speed bridging or the strategic setup of a pearl hang, you'll find yourself having massive amounts of time off your split. To help you master that flow, I've compiled a few essential techniques that can help you start practicing right now. The first step being terrain navigation. In Minecraft, terrain is everywhere, so learning how to navigate it is super important. You can get better at this by doing things like timing your sprint jumps or planning out a path before you do it. You can also use blocks, a water bucket, and a boat. At least one of these items should always be in your inventory. Now, I know we've kind of sidetracked off the main topic of this video, but all of these tips can apply in the Nether. I'm just representing them as overworld specifics because it's easier to explain and I don't have to go back and forth between the Nether and the overworld for cinematics. Managing your food is another thing that should always be number one on your priorities list. The best way to get foods are from shipwrecks, villages, and red Nether biomes because they spawn hoglins which you can set on fire and then kill for cooked pork chops. You can use a lava bucket or flint and steel. You can also find food inside ruined Nether portals and fortresses. Remember that food is always essential for the Nether because if you don't have food then you can't heal, and if you can't heal then you die. You pick up items all the time in Minecraft, but sometimes they can be just out of reach. This is when blocks can be super useful. By pushing the items towards you, you can reach items that might be just out of reach. This can be done both horizontally and vertically, making it super versatile and useful. So I think it's safe to say that the Nether is a pretty dangerous biome, but with this guide, I hope that it makes it at least a little bit more safe to explore. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe!